So welcome to our live second live video, third live video, sorry. 6 months since we got married. So we took a number of questions from people. I'll try to answer them as briefly as we can.
Before we answer them, I just want to say, because like we promised to go live yesterday, and just we did not, and we didn't give you any explanation why. So let me tell you why. Why did we even?
Life happened.
Yeah,
that's what we said in the comment section.
I want to kind of be more honest.
Okay.
So we hi. So I think like the day went so fast, and then okay, I should make it short. The day went so fast, then we realized that we needed to cook. Then we went to the market at the back of our house, and then we now bought 3 down the road. We now cooked 3 foods. We were tired. So that was why we were like, I think I crashed immediately after. So that was why. Sorry, apologies.
Superwoman. She really tried this.
So we cooked together. So.
Alright, so straight to the first question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh,
thank you all for your wishes.
Yeah, thank you for your wishes too.
Yeah, it just feels like we're diving in, but
So
no,
she-
like, hi
Hi
guys.
to you!
Hi to you. Thanks,
Peter, thanks for accepting our apology. No, there's no time now.
Okay, no time. Let's move.
It's just.
I don't know, I think everybody's
welcome
at
to our live
home.
video. Okay, so we should spend more time
No.
interacting and just
It's fine.
dilly-dallying, beating around the bush.
Parfait.
Okay, so first question. Can I have a one-on-one session with you too? I've got some questions.
Yeah.
Or-
Sure, yeah, you can. I mean, you can send us messages on our DM, either or now that both of us are socially isolated. What's they called that thing? Yes, we will definitely sit together. So you can have a one-on-one session because you can send us a message on
DMs.
on our DMs, and
Sliding.
we'll totally answer you. And if you need to schedule a call, yeah.
So that's that. Very simple. 6 months already. What is marriage like? Adiboro.
What's marriage like?
Marriage is like life.
Hmm.
It's sweet and it's sour.
Is it sour?
Yeah, like it's like normal life now. Do you get? It's like in your life you have really good experiences and bad experiences. The difference, or what makes your life great, is not the experiences. What makes your life great is what you have inside of you, is how you are formed, how you are. So if you have a challenge, you will not crumble at the face of the challenge, right? You overcome the challenge if you have built up a standard within yourself, that kind of thing. Basically,
I'm not really into motivational. As you guys can tell, I'm not a motivational person.
I said this answer, you sent it back to me. So basically,
But they want they want realistic stuff like
yeah. So in reality, it's not weirdly different.
Actually.
Apart from the fact that we cannot have sex like legally, and we live in the same place 247. We sleep on the same bed and wake up to her. She wakes up to me. We have to make decisions together. Now, yeah, I think there are some fundamental differences. You have to make decisions together now. So everything that we've been learning before now, all the things we have been learning about love, about self-control, about patience, about kindness, like we're actually on the testing ground where we get to exhibit and express all those things. Are you really patient? Are you really kind? I wanted to say, have you been? But yeah, are you really self-controlled? Are you really long-suffering, right? So like all those things will be tested because you have somebody in your space 247 and you can do nothing about it. So that's how it has been. It has been interesting and it has revealed more about ourselves. We've got to learn more about ourselves even more because of the experiences that we've had. That's different from when we were dating and we were just friends. So we've gotten closer. Yeah, we've gotten closer. We've had a better understanding of ourselves, and like there are many things that we explain to ourselves before we started dating, and we're like, okay, so if you're this, I should do this, yes. And me, I'm like, if I'm this, you should do this, yes, okay. And then we're married, and like, but you say if something happens, I should do this, and I'm
Why
like,
are you doing my
but you
voice?
said
Are you
I was
doing
trying to do my own part. But you said that if something happens, I should do this. I'm like, yeah, but
So you're the calm one. It's
we're
like,
just realizing.
yeah, I said that. That's
We're
how
just-
I talk. I say, yeah, I said that. And then he's like, but you said no. I'm like, yeah.
basically, right, it's still full of surprises. We don't know each other as much as we thought we did, and I think in
And you don't even know your own self.
2-3 years, yeah. I don't think you know yourself well enough.
Yeah,
So, how's marriage been for you 6 months?
It has been awesome. I didn't even notice that it was 6 months gone. Like I think it was just pretty normal. I think more, apart from just being like normal human beings, I think another thing that we learned was how to actually be like husband, wife, what the roles meant, God's standard, and that was like a learning phase for us, which we might talk about, learning curve for us, which we might talk about later. But I think it has been normal. Like, I don't know, people will make it seem like it's one really, oh my God, marriage, Jesus, but I don't know, it's like pretty normal.
Yeah, so it's normal. We
Yeah.
are staying alive, eating, cooking, working, and having sex. That's it. When will you start your TikTok? Precious, very soon. Thank you for inspiring us.
Thank you.
We'll start very soon. Hi Joyce, hi everybody, hi Dolapo, hi Bologi, hi Feg 4G, hi Cicela, and everybody. He also accused happy 6-month anniversary. Thank you so much. How has marriage changed your lives individually? That's a question for Teju.
I did. How has marriage changed my own life? I think that it has given me the opportunity to have someone that I can really actually be accountable to. So like in every area of my life, spiritually, work, blah blah blah, I have someone that can be like, should be doing this, or how was this, evaluating with me and stuff like that. So it's easy, it's better. My life has become better actually, because I used to think that I had like, oh, I'm okay, I can do stuff for myself and blah blah blah, but having someone in my space has helped me to have like an objective feedback into the things that I said I would do and how I'm doing it. And I think another way that affected me as a person is that it has actually really helped all the things that God said I should do. I now have a partner to help me do it. So it has been good, nothing bad actually.
Yeah, for me it has also been good, and I remember before I got married, I always used to say that I do just want to have a companion. I want to have a partner, right? And when I say partner, I mean in fulfilling purpose, doing the things of God and all those things. So for me, it has been fulfilling the fact that I have somebody that I can partner with for furtherance, progress, joy, fulfilling God's purpose, doing every amazing thing that I can do. Even non-spiritual things, I'm able to partner with someone. We resonate on every level, and we are at each other's beck and call, basically. So it has been super amazing. I've enjoyed every bit of it. How it has changed my life personally, I've understood now that I think I see myself not, because I think I used to hype myself more than I
used to hype yourself.
Yeah, I thought I was like, if I was going to rate myself in levels of perfection, I'd probably have rated myself 9. I'm like, David, you're almost perfect. You don't do this, you don't do that, you do this, you do this, you do that, you do this. And I'm realizing that I'm not as perfect as I seem, right? Because like there's a mirror before me every day of my life, and I can see how well I'm performing. I can see how much I'm defaulting. I can see when I'm being hypocritical. I can see when I'm acting weird. I can see when I'm not behaving properly. I can see when I said one thing and I'm doing another thing, and all those things. So it made me realize that I'm not as perfect as I seem, and that's not discouraging. That's like reality check for me to put in the work to make myself more perfect. So next question. So that's it. That's how marriage has changed our lives individually. Is it true that the first year of marriage is the hardest?
So we haven't completed our first year.
Yeah. And if you're going to answer based on our first year,
our first 6 months.
Yeah, I'm speaking in faith, because if our first 6 months was this good, I think our next 6 months will be like super amazing. So I'm assuming that if our first year is like super awesome, I think the rest of our lives will be amazing.
And also because I'm like the logical one, we also haven't had other years, so we can't say, oh, this was like, if you're doing what they call, I think, comparative stuff, you can't say this was better than this if you haven't experienced this. Do you get? But it's not as hard as people make it look. Especially like when you make the right decision, you think it's as hard.
it's not as difficult as people make it seem. Well, I think maybe let me talk about that a little. When it comes to difficulty, the difficulty, right? It's not. I think, and this is just from my own experience. I think the difficulty in marriage is not about like the union. The difficulty is within.
Yeah.
Right?
Trying
that battle you fight within yourself.
Yeah.
Of how much am I willing to let go?
Yes.
How much am I willing to say, okay, I really want this, but I don't have to have this. I should really be angry, but
it's not necessary.
It's not necessary. I don't like how you did that, and I should flare up, but let me just be reasonable and say,
exactly.
Like I'm super angry, and why would you even do that? But you just realize that you are letting go of the things that you would naturally not let go of. Yes. So I think that's the difficulty many times. The battle with yourself.
Yes, saying like because you're understanding you have to have one. You have to be one with this new person.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's a good thing because then you are ridding yourself of selfishness.
Exactly.
But to rid yourself of selfishness and to truly be one with someone, it's hard. So I think that's where the hard and difficulty is.
Why are you slapping yourself?
I just gave myself a pat.
So yeah, that's it. Next question. How did you do with waiting till marriage to have sex? Any specifics that helped?
How did you know that we waited? Okay, you were saying.
I think it's as difficult as it is for everybody. I don't think we have any special advantage. Maybe the question is how do we deal with it? Now that question is obviously because there's something to be dealt with, right? So like their feelings and their desires and all of that. And apart from putting the word of God in front of your mind every day, there's also measures that you might have to put in place to reduce the risk of, the same way Joseph ran away from Potiphar's wife. He was a man of God, he could have prayed in tongues and all of that. The Bible says you should flee fornication, right? So it means that
appearances of evil.
It's and flee every appearance of evil. It means that it's an active running away from, not a chasing activity. So it means that you would want to put measures in place to ensure that we don't stand the risk of being tempted, right? So for us,
I think for fornication and stuff, it's easier to try to prevent the temptation than to prevent falling. Yeah. So I think for us, like I was living alone. I think too much. I was living alone, and so there was like a ground rule, no visiting, me alone. So usually we were always like three, me, you and Sarah, sometimes me, you and Chopin. We're just always three. What other specifics do we do?
So most of our meetings used to be outdoors. Basically we just used to try and not put ourselves in a compromising position.
Yes.
And like we know those positions because we've been in those positions and we've known how we felt. So and then when you feel like that and when you are almost acting weird, you start to realize that you know what, I'm in this place because we put ourselves in this position. So going forward, we will not put ourselves in this position. It's not the easiest thing to do because you want to be with the person that you love, of course, but that's where the selflessness starts. Right? So,
and it's usually easier when both of you
are in agreement.
Agree on it, because if it's just one person that's like, I don't really think that's necessary, then
you have a problems. So we put in measures to reduce the possibility of being tempted. Basically. How many kids do you guys want? Have you guys chosen the name of your kids? Yes, we've chosen the name of our kids. How many do you want for?
We are not even settled. We just keep having numbers thrown around, but I don't know if that's very important. I think we'll know when we'll know. But like not too many, but why not too many? So we're reading a book that was talking about how many believers are like, I don't want too many.
But at least we're sure that we're going to give it to two.
You were saying something.
No, as in like you were saying, like I don't want them to feel like we're settled.
Oh, at least two.
Yes, we're going to have at least two and we want to adopt.
Yes, and we're going to adopt.
So that's the plus or minus.
Shall I continue? So we were reading the book, and then the guy was asking like really deep questions, like, oh, you want to have those 2 children? Why? And when you genuinely, honestly ask yourself why, you may arrive at a selfish reason. Why? Because I want to be able to use my money well to take care of them, or because I don't want to push more than twice, or something like that. So that's still a question that we're asking each other, but at least 2. Yeah.
How would you answer that question?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'll talk about it later. I don't know if we've answered it. Sorry.
Okay, so if we're not sure, it means you haven't answered it.
Yes.
So once I think we have the answer, we'll get it to you. When are you guys planning to have kids? When is time?
Yes.
Where do you guys see yourself in the next 5 years?
I feel like this is an interview question, and if I answer this question, you have to give me a job.
Hi.
Hi. Where do we see ourselves in the next 5 years?
Yeah. Maybe we should answer personally and then collectively.
I don't like the question.
Okay, so obviously this is probably a collective answer, right?
Yes.
Where do you see ourselves in 5 years? Obviously advancing our careers, advancing in propagating the message of the gospel in different areas that we're doing. I mean, in bigger ways than we're currently doing. That's 1. 2, thank you, Precious. She said she likes our Santa. Secondly, I believe at that time we should be done with childbirth. So spending all that time putting in every of our resources into being a part of their lives. So we've come to the point where we realize that if we're going to have children, we don't want to have children we cannot take care of. In the sense of, not that we cannot send them to Harvard, in the sense that we want to be there for them, because we've learned that children don't just need our resources, they need our time, they need our efforts, they need our presence and attention. So it might be that I think that period we might have to forego some things for the sake of our children, because we want to be there, we want to be present, we want to watch them grow, we want to build them up, right? So no matter how advanced we might be in our career, no matter how advanced we might be in business or whatever, even spiritual development and all of that period will be essentially devoted majorly to our children, because those are their formative years. So I think those years will be all about our children. Basically. Ichie, Holy Sauce. Hi, how are you? How did you know you were ready, and what was the other person? Oh, how did you know you were ready and that the other person was suitable?
I think we can just mash this up with another one. In our previous, there's a previous live video that we talked about how we knew that we were ready, how we knew that the other person was the one for us and stuff. So you can go to our YouTube channel and watch our other live videos.
Yeah.
Yes,
there was a live video.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we are just twice, so you can check.
So that we don't spend too much time.
Pause.
How do you deal with societal expectations of how a married couple should look like? Hi, Alamide.
Hi, Alamide. I just think that sorry. Okay. So how do we deal with societal expectations of how a married couple should look like?
I don't know if we deal with it. I think we just go about living our lives as.
What is a married couple supposed to look like?
Married couple, maybe you're supposed to wear anko, you're supposed to dress corporately, you're supposed to, I don't know, it depends on how the person is asking the question.
Yeah,
so,
I think also I don't even look, like as a person already.
I don't think we don't look married.
I don't even look like a serious person to start with. Wait, let me explain. Like,
no, there's no explanation.
Man, okay, I look very serious. I'm even wearing glasses. But I know someone out there understands what I mean. I don't. Anyway,
explain what you mean.
I feel rejected already. Anyway, but I actually know
explain yourself, boy.
I actually know. Jesus.
Explain.
I don't even know how to explain it.
Try.
I don't know. I just feel like if you know, you know. Hashtag.
I don't know.
No. Anyway, so like, of course, I feel like there are certain expectations. Like my mom called the other day and ignored this. Are you crazy? So my mom called the other day and she was talking to David. She's like, I don't even understand. Why is not even idle weight? She dresses like a tomboy.
So that means you're not serious.
So yeah, that's actually what I mean. Like me as a person. So if you
so why did you say you couldn't explain it?
If you take me, because like if you know you actually.
But you just explained it.
No, you just helped me. Thank you. So like if you put me beside someone else who's like a very serious person, like serious about
Give me an example of someone serious.
Like Martha, think of Martha. Martha is right here. Martha is put together. She does makeup. She has hair. She has dresses. She looks like you can bring her forth in the society and say this is a woman. And everybody will say, we see you, Martha. We love you. And that's really good. But me, I'm like every day I just daydream about these things. I'm like, oh, one day I'm going to have Brazilian hair. One day I'm going to know how to do makeup, and I'm going to have these dresses that will be like tight, but not like bad.
See your feet, say no.
So like I think about it. I'm like, I actually want to be presentable. I'm not ugly. I'm beautiful. I'm extremely beautiful, and I don't know. I just feel stressed thinking about like hair and stuff. Anyway, but Martha is a scam. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there goes your film. There goes your example.
Anyway, so like me as a person already, Sarah and I are always like, oh man, we have to dress better.
But you don't. I think it's a thing of the mind. I feel like you guys are stressing yourselves unnecessarily because.
No, actually, I'm not stressed. I'm just aware that man, I can be
like
better.
That awareness is stressful.
Alright. Anyway, now put me. I'm now a wife. Ha! I think many times when we go out, people always think like I'm either your younger sister. I remember we were at that arts and craft store. We were at on arts and craft store, and we were both walking in the aisles, and they were like these older women. And then one person was like, "Hey, are you siblings? Is this your younger sister?" And David was so excited. I was like, "No, that's my wife." And he was like, "Wife?" They're like, "Yeah."
That's not how they react. Bro, you like adding salt to every people's reaction. Is that how they reacted?
Oh yeah, how did they react?
They're like, I'm your wife? They're not wife.
They say you people don't look like you people don't look like husband and wife. So how do we not? What's the question? How do we deal with it? I think it's not a problem for me. Like it doesn't hurt me. Like if you come and say you don't even look like your wife, it's not going to hurt me. So I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah. So I don't think we deal with it in a sense because we don't feel like we're dealt with anything.
Yeah.
We just go about with our life.
Yeah. I remember there was another.
He says he can relate with the unserious perception thing.
Yeah. I'm just shaking him. I'm shaking his leg. Like, you don't have to say everything on the screen.
It's a conversation.
Okay, I didn't know it was a conversation. Oh my god. Iche, hi.
See, she says, I think they expect married women to wear Iro and Buba.
Especially Yoruba people.
So that's kind of what I was mentioning.
I don't even have any Iro and Buba.
Exactly. So all those ones are not our business. Anybody that wants to think anything about that one, that's.
I remember like one time we met an older woman and she's like, "You are a wife." I had that my afro, and like I said, that my afro I've been wearing it for like years, not years, months. So it was already looking. She's like, "What is this on your head? Go and call your husband." When she saw it, she almost fainted. She said, "What is this hair? What is this dressing? What is this?" I was just like,
she likes the way you dress on you.
Thank you, Olamide. I appreciate. Thanks.
Me too.
I know. So anyway.
Why are you not telling me thank you?
I appreciate. Anyway, so yeah, people have standards. I know that people do, but we were just laughing as she was talking. And she was really serious, but we were just laughing. Like
I think we just keep ourselves above those standards and we live our lives and try to move on in peace and not in pieces.
Yeah, and something I used to say since I was in university, like if someone has a problem with my dressing, they should buy me what they think I should wear. That's all I say. Like if you have a problem with the fact that I don't have a car, buy me a car, please. If you have a problem with the fact that you've been seeing me wearing one shoe since, please buy me a shoe. Like I would collect it and be so happy. Yeah.
Simple.
That's how I do.
So we are not stressed. Are you both minimalist in nature or one person influenced the other? Bro.
I think we are. I've always been minimalist, and I also realized that he is.
Yeah, and I'm very basic too.
Basic.
Like basic as in I can wear white and blue and black all my life. White polo shirts and nothing else. Even in my house, I can just put one chair and one bed and table.
And work.
I'm a basic guy. Bora is minimalist when she wants to do a fizzy. Just but David, let's not have too many things. Just amazing. So how did you know David was the one? So go to the outside. Did you have to fast to pray about it, or you felt peace?
I didn't pray about it. I actually
did you
prayed.
fast?
No.
You didn't fast.
I don't know. It maybe one of the times when I was fasting in life, I talked about. through your face.
He didn't fast, and he got someone like me. God is merciful.
You guys, I'm the one that is stressing. I can't.
Yeah.
So I didn't specifically fast. I did pray about it as I do about everything in my life. I talk to God about it and say, God, man, I know this is a great
You
guy.
call God name.
How will I call God
But
name?
that's what you just said. God name.
God, Father, Abba, Father.
Abba.
Thank you.
See.
Anyway, so I prayed about it and I felt peace. I did feel peace. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How
I
about
felt
you?
peace too. So much peace.
So much.
Like a river deep down in my soul. Oh, how did we meet? Ah, God, you've answered that question. So many
It's a
times.
video on its own.
So we have a
check
video
it
on
out.
our YouTube.
Yes.
How did we meet? How did you get conviction that he or she was the right one? We also answered that question already. What books did you read while preparing for this phase?
Borrow in caps.
Wow.
I read my Bible. Okay.
You read Dating Intelligently?
I did read Dating Intelligently. I also watched videos. I watched videos by Fasolaju, other people's videos. I read something I wish I knew before I got married.
Yeah,
I didn't finish it,
Yeah.
but
Gary
yes,
Chapman.
I did. I think over the course of my life, I can't remember books I read. I don't remember books I read. But Dating Intelligently is one that stands out because it just has all the answers, not
Very
all the
timely
answers,
and-
but it addresses a lot of the important issues that you face. So Dating Intelligently by Laju Iren.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Check that book out.
Write it down.
I read all the books that she read as well.
Maybe read more than I did. Can tell why he's a better spouse.
I received my accolades. Anyway, so yeah, I did read quite a number of books.
5 love languages.
I read 5 love languages.
Yes.
Things I wish I knew before I got married. This book by John Hagee and his wife. What a Man Wants, What a Woman Wants. I read some non-conventional books too. I read Why Men Marry Bitches. It's a weird book, but
Did you learn anything from it?
so weird thing at that phase in my life, someone was doing me dirty. So
What does that mean? What does doing me dirty mean? I'm like, I'm like innocent. I don't even know what that means. What does doing me
okay,
dirty
so somebody was doing me anyhow. A girl was doing me anyhow.
Oh, she was messing with your heart.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the book gave me a lot of clarity.
Are you pushing my hand?
Did I push your hand?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Joking, I don't cry.
How
did you
guys
meet?
meet?
It's a
Answer
video.
already. How are you people so amazing by the grace of God?
Please leave us alone. The person that asked that question, leave us alone.
Okay, so this person sent him. Okay, no, before we get to that, tips for us to make our marriage sweeter. Add plenty sugar,
Yes.
no honey.
Wait, let me
sugar.
tell you, let me explain. So, if you want your marriage to be sweeter, what you have to do is eliminate all,
Call your husband or wife honey.
yes, or options in case honey is too mainstream. Honey, sugar cane, dates.
You can say like, dates, how are you?
I'm good, sugar
But like
cane.
dates is natural sugar, so like,
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
So honey, call yourselves honey, sugar, dates.
Sugar cane,
Yeah, sugar cane, sweet plantain.
Yes.
Banana is sweet sometimes.
banana. Okay.
Yeah, banana
So
is sweet too.
now, so that's one. 2 is you want to sort of have a sugar diet in your relationship.
Yeah.
Every date that you go for, you get it. Every date you go for with dates, in case that's the name you take, you want to only take sugary substances.
Yeah. To keep the spice on it, to keep it sugary, keep it sweet.
Yeah.
Mm.
You are joking, obviously.
I think for me it would be selfless.
That's for me too.
Be selfless.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think when you're able to come to the point where you can put somebody before yourself, I think you're really ready to get married. And it sounds easy to your mind when you think about it. Okay, I prefer someone before me.
Especially if you have like raging emotions for them, you're like, yeah, I can put them before myself. I love them more than I love myself.
Sometimes reality can hit you, and the real meaning of that will dawn on you, and that's where the difficulty is, I think.
Yeah. So for instance, like even in like small things like communication, somebody wants to be communicated to in a particular way, and you're not even used to communication that way. But that person, that's what they want. So for your marriage to be better, you have to communicate with them that way.
So yeah, to make your marriage sweeter, okay, we can add some other things apart from being selfless, which is like on a basic level. Make time for yourselves. Life can be hustling and bustling. You should make sure that you have time to spend for one another. And that's not just where you can see yourselves, where you actually sit down, don't think of anything, have your phones away, you actually talk to one another, be in each other's minds, right? Be transparent and be vulnerable. Selflessness and vulnerability.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those two things, like sugar and spice.
What is one misconception about marriage? That it will end in tears. It shall not. It will not
end in tears. And I think another misconception is the fact that many people see marriage as something just so difficult and stressful and like.
I think Alpha Don tweeted something earlier today. She was like, only the people that have like bad experiences regarding marriage are the people that come out and are vocal about it, and it's just the truth. They are actually good marriages. I think that a lot of people just think that there will just be one really, really bad thing in marriage that you have to deal with, like a cheating husband or a cheating wife or something. Like it just feels like you can never have it good. You will never be able to have it good, and I don't think that that's true. It's not.
Hey,
true.
Madam Z.
Hi, Madam Z. So it's not true at all. It's not true. I think that's one misconception of marriage, about marriage. That is not true.
Yeah. So that's that. What's the best thing about being married?
Did we answer that already?
I don't even know. No, we asked. I think what was
yes,
answered.
I answered it. I answered
it.
Yeah.
I think we did kind of. For me, I think it's the fact that I can have sex now. Not be bad.
Yeah. Me is that you have a prayer partner, someone you can pray with, even in the middle of the night. Can you guys see that? I'm a very serious person.
Oh yeah. How do you guys resolve conflicts? Aha, interesting question. Bro, how do you resolve conflicts?
You always throw like the hard questions.
Are you serious? Oh, man, I thought it was because I've been answering too many. Okay, so how do you resolve?
Okay, I wanted to answer. Yeah. Okay, so how we resolve conflicts is first of all.
Smarter one now. Why is it hard for you?
How am I the smarter one? So we are equally smart. Anyway, how do we resolve conflicts? First of all, it's still a work in progress.
Yep.
It's still a work in progress. We are finding that, okay, this does not work, don't do it again. But you probably still do it the next time. Like, when you're angry with me, I need you to talk to me about it that very moment. And you're like, okay, I'll try. And the next time you're angry, you're like, I cannot speak right now, because if I speak, I will cry. And I don't want to cry, because then that's vulnerability, and who has time for that? But you have to do that. You have to be vulnerable. So
you say you have to, like, it's something you're not doing.
I'm doing it. I'm saying, like, in marriage you have to be vulnerable. So the next time you're like, okay, it's time to, I'm angry with you, I want to talk about it, and you're finding it hard to talk. It's hard. But for us, I think what we do first is that we talk about it. We try our best to make sure that we talk about it, and not just it like what you did, I don't like it, but also to say how it made you feel. Every single thought, even if it's the tiniest thoughts, like, I felt this way, I felt that way, I felt that way. 1, 2 is that I think we try to ensure that more conflicts don't arise from trying to resolve conflicts, because that's also a possibility. So we try, and that works in like the tone that you use to resolve the conflict and stuff like that. I don't know, I feel like every situation presents a dynamic opportunity to be loving to the other person. As for me, my key word at the back of my mind I try is, this is the person that I love and I don't want to hurt them. And I'm also encouraged by the good marriages I see around me. And I'm also encouraged by the marriages that I see around me. And I just try to ensure that, because this is my marriage, this is where I am. It's like your house is dirty and it's like, for instance, you are in a house, that's your house. Let's say this, let's say Ebola, this coronavirus period. Now you're in the house, you are locked up in the house, and there's just dirt in the house. Things are happening in the house, and you are pissed off that things are happening in the house that you don't like, and you're not cleaning it up. It's your house, you're going to live there, you're going to be in there, so you had better just fix it. Do you get? So that's kind of like what I have in mind when I go into conflict resolution. I'm like, this is the person I'm going to have to laugh with. I have to share jokes with this person. I love this person. I'm going to live with this person. I'm going to, like, I don't want to hurt them. So I start off with that. How about you?
How do we resolve conflicts? First is, every time we resolve a conflict, we make sure that the resolution of that conflict helps us resolve future conflicts. So that means we're going to answer the question of what did I do? And then you say, okay, you did this and this and that. How did it make you feel? It made me feel like this, like that, like that. And then we apologize to say, okay, I'm sorry that I felt like that. I didn't mean to do that. And then I say, do you want me to explain what I meant?
Yeah.
Okay, explain what you meant. And then
sometimes I can even be like, sorry, Scotty.
Okay.
Sometimes it can even be like, the way that you said, I'm sorry, didn't really look nice to me. Like, there are layers to conflict resolution, and you have to be able to go there.
It varies.
Like, you have to be able to go there. Like, if somebody say I'm sorry, and you're like, that I'm sorry is not genuine, you should talk about it and say, pause, this I'm sorry, or maybe not pause, maybe after you can say, well, you said I'm sorry, but I didn't feel like you meant it. Did you mean it? And you're like, why did you not feel like you meant it? So it's layers of entering yourself, and sometimes when you're resolving conflict, you may think that you're in the right, but by the time the person talks to you and explains to you, you may realize that I'm actually the one that has a problem, and the strength to be able to face that and say, okay, I was the one at fault here, I'm sorry.
Selflessness.
Yeah.
Alright, so conflict resolution revolves around being selfless and being vulnerable. And it also revolves around proper communication. Communication is like, I'm sure you have an idea how important communication is, so no need to stress that. But if your communication is going to be, if you want to resolve conflict, it means that communication has to be as clear, precise, honest, and convincing. In the sense that, for example, there are many times I can say, oh, I'm sorry for this, that. And I really mean I'm sorry, but she doesn't feel like I mean that I'm sorry. And how can I now explain that? I'm serious, I mean that I'm sorry. I cannot say, what? Why would you say I don't mean I'm sorry? Because that's a possibility. It makes me feel like, what, so I'm a liar now, right? You think I don't mean I'm sorry. Like, that's a possibility, but you want to be able to say, this is not about me, this is about you. Why don't you think, why do you feel like I don't mean I'm sorry, right? And then the conversation just goes on and on. Like Bora said, it's different layers, right? So, Bora, you're very partial. Accept your partiality.
I accept it. Every human is partial.
I'm partial too. Hi everybody. Hi IBK. Hi Darilari. Hi Fumi. Hi Ayabami. Hi Petit Kemi. Hi all shades of.
Okay, I think she changed that. Hi guys.
Alright, partiality is part of our lives. Anyways, so I was saying that we resolve conflicts by being able to not think of yourself too much. To say that I want to be more bothered about how you feel than whether I'm right or wrong, right? Than whether I think this is how it's supposed to be or not. So that's like one of the bedrocks of conflict resolution. A mixture of selflessness, vulnerability, and communication. If you can master these three things, it's a lifelong process. If you keep growing at it, if you keep understanding one another, and like I said earlier, every conflict resolution should help you resolve a future conflict. If you understand.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't because we change, and sometimes
you are just really ingrained in that behavior that keeps causing the conflict.
That you don't even. It's weird. We are human beings. We are so unpredictable, and we don't even know that we don't understand ourselves as much as we do. So sometimes you can say, when this happens, this is what I expect you to do, or maybe I did this the last time, and I'm like, okay, how did I resolve it the last time? And I do the exact same thing, and it doesn't work. And I'm like, but I did this last time. I'm like, it's not the same. And you're like, how will I know whether it's the same or not, right? And it's the same for her, same for me. We are still figuring out this thing, so we don't have it.
You're going crazy already.
I don't have it figured out yet. So, but selflessness, vulnerability, and communication. Yeah. Tell tell us how each person feels when you're fighting. What goes on in your mind? Aha. I think this is a little more specific in the question of answering conflict resolution. How do you feel in your mind?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like,
Look at me and talk to me.
sometimes.
Vulnerability, boy. Practice what you preach.
No, I can't look at you and talk to you. Like,
let's
it's not even a
practice
strange.
what you're preaching. Look at me and tell me.
No, you don't. It's not anything practice. I can look at you. It's you
I'm
that
just
cannot look at
reposting.
me because I'm too
Oh,
hot.
I'm looking.
So
But I'm looking at you now.
I feel like it's something I tell you now. I say that now you've even made me forget what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm like, David, you don't understand. You don't know me.
Yeah,
I
that
say it a
statement
lot.
is very painful.
Yeah.
And she doesn't stop saying it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very painful statement to me because,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know me, but I don't go about saying, you don't know me, bro.
Oh, but you say it too
No, I
sometimes. You're like,
don't.
it seems like you don't know me. I'm like,
No, bro.
you have said it like
See, I must have a
twice.
conflict now.
Maybe we should use this practical class to show people how to resolve problems. You say that you oh, I don't even know how to shout. I don't know how to shout, guys.
Alright.
But
So, how do you feel?
yeah, so sometimes I feel like David doesn't know me, and the crazy thing is you can think something in your head, and you can also know that it's not true. Like I don't know how it works.
That's the thing.
You can know that you can be like, oh, David doesn't know me, but you're like, David actually knows me in your head. Or yeah, so that's one of the things that crossed my mind. Like, oh my God, you just don't know me. You just don't know me. Like if you knew me, you wouldn't even say this or do this or whatever. And many times I tell him because I don't want to keep anything in my mind. I'm like, David, I feel like you don't know me because of this situation. And he's like,
It sounds so nice. This is not how it sounds when you're fighting.
okay, tell me how I say it. I think it's because you're emotional. That's why it sounds
But
bad.
you also, when you say it, you're emotional. Right now, you're not emotional, so you
Let
can
me
rationalize it.
enter the realm of how I behave. Wait, David,
Yeah.
I feel like what you just said, I feel like you don't know.
How? So, but that's not what I meant. I was trying to
Can
say.
you see he's already like,
I was trying to say. Yeah, I'm trying to explain myself, and that's the problem.
you're supposed to do,
Exactly.
I know you, I see you, I love
Do
you.
you get? So like that's my natural response because I feel misunderstood because my intentions were good, but the interpretation to her wasn't exactly what I had in mind. So that came off to her as me not understanding her, which is valid because her feelings are valid and my feelings were also valid,
Yeah.
right? So it's that conflict between should I think of myself or should I think of her? When I'm thinking of myself, I'll say, but that's not what I meant. I was trying to say, even though I'm saying it in a nice way, even though I really mean what I'm saying, I'm still not putting her first because what she's saying is from a place of hurt. So I should be like, oh no, baby, that's not, you don't feel like that, you know, that kind of thing. Like, what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, so what crosses your mind?
What crosses my mind is many times, and I'm like, when you do something wrong, I'm like, but bro, this is like this exact same thing you don't like me doing. This is
Yeah, I'm
exact
like
same
a
thing
big
you don't like me
hypocrite.
doing.
Oh my God, I'm like the worst hypocrite in the world, guys. Like if you need classes on hypocrisy, I got you. Even though like the Holy Spirit is helping me not to be a hypocrite, but I'm not meaning it in the sense of like.
She's not a hypocrite.
Wait. I don't mean it in the sense of like major things in life. No, I mean it in the sense of like this thing you're doing, David. I don't like it, and then I go ahead and I do the same thing. I do it all the time. I notice. I see it. So like you're very right.
And yeah, and that is. Well, I have to live with it. Well, not in a bad way.
I would change.
No. Of course, like the process of change, it's not like after today you not change. Do you understand? Or even
Wait,
me.
I'm changing.
Yes, no. It's not a you problem. Not okay. So see now, I'm misunderstanding one another. I'm not saying that you have a problem.
You say
right?
you have to live with it.
Yes,
That's
I'm
what
saying
people
that
say
we
when
both.
they have cancer.
No. I'm saying that we both have to live with the fact that we are deficient in one way, and those deficiencies are the things that cause conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get?
Yeah.
But we were able to, when those conflicts come, say that I want to choose you before me. I want to care about your feelings over mine. I want to, alright? That's the first step. So yeah, I've said how I feel. She said how she feels. I think we've answered that question. When you both started dating, was there a specific time frame for you guys to be married?
Yes.
Oh, the money is online. She asked that question. Hi, Jody. And we hope I see you. I remember you. I remember your name. I love you too.
Okay.
Oh, so many people have joined. Hi, you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. So yeah, when we started dating,
Yeah.
was there a specific time frame?
Yeah, absolutely. Joji wants us to mentor him. So hey, devotion has gone live, so we have to rush this. Yeah, when David was asking me out, he was like, I want to get into a romantic relationship with you that leads to marriage in the next 2 years. And that's what happened. So I guess there was a specific time.
Yeah, so I came with a specific time frame.
Yeah, it was a smart
Immediately.
proposal. It was specific,
Measurable.
measurable,
Achievable.
realistic,
and time bound. Smart proposals. I'll open the webinar very soon. How to make a smart proposal. Tell us how you met Adiboro's
YouTube channel is there.
Yeah, it's there actually.
Is that Zobo? Was that Zobo in my cup? It was not
Zobo.
just Zobo.
It was a cocktail. I made a cocktail.
Yeah, cocktail.
I'm a mixologist. I mix, I drink.
Yeah, David's drinks are the best. They're so delicious. Love it. It's like tea. It has tea, juice, Ribena. It's really nice.
Yeah.
You guys should visit us after the coronavirus is over.
Okay, Boro said you guys had a very rocky and fightful relationship to the point where Boro thought to call it off. Can you explain why the fights, what caused them, how you got over them? Why and how was David still so sure about this even with the fight? Hi, Bristle by UC. Our makeup mentor. Boro answer.
What's the question? Sorry, can you explain why the fights? The fights were because we did not understand each other. We were just having misunderstandings. Basically, it was nothing. It was not like someone cheated or something. We were just having major misunderstandings, and we were being selfish, wanting the other person to see from their own point of view, not wanting to give up, sacrifice, stuff like that. So that was why. And David chose to stay because I think he realized them for what they were. It was just like, these are so tiny and so minute. All we have to do is actually like just figure out how to be selfless. And me, I was immature. I was a little bit less mature, and I was just like, anything that's stressing me, like, I'm not interested. And also, I was not like I was not like, I want to be in a relationship at that point. I was just like, in that point, I wasn't even looking forward to being in a relationship. I chose to be in a relationship because I love David absolutely. So when just one small misunderstanding, I was like, you know what? I am so stressed. Life is so stressful, and I was just adulting. Then I was just like, I can't have all manner of things going at me. Yeah, I was just like, nah. I didn't have strength, and David realized that this thing that is causing you stress ought not to, because it's actually it was minute. When we look back, we can laugh and be like, oh my god, that was so stupid. Yeah.
And another thing about the fights that we had when we were single is that most of them came from a place of growth, in terms of growing in our knowledge of one another. So our different backgrounds was from a completely different background, and from a completely different background. I understand things differently, I process things differently, I approach life differently, she approaches life differently. So when we start to have discussions, when we start to make plans, when we start to talk about things, we're thinking futuristic, or maybe I'm saying something like, oh, but where to say something Friday, and she's like, yada. Like many times we merge, many times we have the same ideologies, we have the same spiritual, physical, psychological, all those things. But in those things, there are many specifics where we go apart because we have different backgrounds. And those tiny things, which are actually tiny things, but at those points they were really emotional for us. So
they were magnified.
Yes, they were so magnified that we allowed them to take a hold of us emotionally, and we responded emotionally.
Yeah.
So it took taking our time to think about it. I had to talk to some people as well. So it took taking time to think about it, talk about it, think about it, pray about it actually. Pray about it. And when it's just two of you, it can be weird. But if you talk to somebody else, like a mentor or a mutual friend, or somebody that you both respect, right? You can have conversations, and then you can see those things for what they really are, and not magnify small things to be so big. Or sometimes they might be big, and you might want to minimize them. So it depends. It depends on different relationships. So get another party. It's not marriage, so you don't want to keep things only between yourself. Get somebody that you can talk with and say, this is what we're going through, this is how we're facing it, what do you think about it? Somebody you respect, somebody you believe that has a good view in life. Right? Yeah. So, I think we've answered all the questions.
Yeah, we answered all the questions.
Yeah. So basically, we're growing and we're getting to know one another better.
It's been a nice, really nice 6 months. Really,
Yeah, it has
really
been
nice 6
super nice.
months. Oh, I love you. Don't cry. Don't cry. He doesn't feel like crying.
I feel like
Cry.
bye. Are we at the end?
Yeah, I think, but I feel like it's really slow. Yeah. So I think they're like way behind. Yeah. So we could
because
just
people have said hello to are just saying hello back.
right, and you know, like she said cancer, which was what I said like then. I was like, when you said I have to leave it, I was like,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, it's true.
so you guys are catching up. Maybe you can start crying since nobody's watching us. It has been a very nice. Thank you. The best husband.
Why I enjoyed it.
Yes. Alright, we'll just wait for you guys to catch up and then we'll
Hi,
go on.
Okunaren. Hi, Love Maggie.
Ooh.
When are we opening our TikTok? Well, let's start our TikTok. What's that time this is? Or she did that when your clothes just change.
Never really knew that she could dance.
We have
like
devotion
that.
by 8 o'clock. Oh yeah. You mean to mungo. Cha cha. Cha cha. Cha 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 cha. Oh my god. Okay, so we have to go off by 8 o'clock. Thank you guys so much. It has been an amazing
Or we could just leave it
1 hour.
till they catch up. Wow.
No, I think they'll still catch up.
Okay, even if we go off.
Yeah, even if you go off.
Sure. Let me even see where we are. We can check where we are. So you can know.
Kelechi, I see you. I love you, bro. What people like this say hi to? Let me say hi to them. Hi, Fun Mary.
You
Hi,
know, yes.
Isaac. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Stephanie. Hi,
Hi,
Caleb.
Caleb.
Ife Bolaji. Hi, Tommy. Sona, sorry. Hi, Joshua Ali. Oh, we said hi to UC and Dolapo and Paula and Judy. Hi, you guys. Hi, Diayomide Akintayo. Hi, Tomiwa AG. Hi, Ornella Famin. Hi, Koladi Pelini. Hi, Nizni. Hi, Tai Oloriadi. Hi, BT2. Ah, this name is hard. OINIH. Oini. Hi, Essie again. Hi, Dimoni. Hi, Stephanie Okeke. Hi, Okeke.
I don't even know if like it's hanging or something. Chicken.
Hi, Nicola Alatishe. Hi, Otime. Okay. I've got some of this. Tammy, look on me. How are you? All shades of KG. How are you?
Oh wait, the video was pausing.
I think it was possible.
Why?
I think it's best when the people that are going to enjoy it are the people that watch it when
Later,
it's-
back. So should we just go off?
Yeah, hi Amara, hi David's Lingerie. Ooh, they sell lingerie, you can buy from them. Hi Miss Bell on the lingerie. Mrs. Beta Grammar. Hi Alpha Don, I greet you in absentia. And Tomiwa and Joshua Kesena and Okpayemi Kesena and Damilola
We have to
Pizzo
go.
and Ibiwari and Daniel and Omola. Hi Samaoa. Okay, you have to go now. Bye you guys. Is it okay?
I hope you guys are able to catch up to
Love
this.
and joy
And happiness.
and everyone.